right, everybody, hello, and welcome to another Beyond the Watch. I'm really excited. The music that you're hearing right now in the background was done by my friend who is on the channel today, on the show today, Adrian Sales, and his channel is Somewhere in Time Watch Reviews, and I'm so excited to be having him on today. Welcome, Adrian. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Yeah, all good, thank you. Thanks very much for inviting me. Been looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you on, and want to welcome everybody that is watching, and want to say right off the start that we are recording. I can see that, so that's good. We've already had a few
Good start.
a few minor hiccups in getting this thing going, but we are recording now for sure, and I'm going to trust that this is working as it should be. And so just by way of introducing the program, Beyond the Watch, my intent behind it was to get to know what makes the reviewers that do watch reviews on the favorite channels that I watch, get to know what makes them tick. And so we're going to talk watches, I'm sure, in our YouTube channels for a little bit. But I do want to get beyond the watch and just get to know you a little bit better. And I do got to say, Adrian, I mean, this looks like a regular bottle of water, but it's special holy water, just in case I need to rebaptize myself after the show.
Listen, my life is not that colourful. not currently, anyway.
There you go. Yeah, just from different conversations that we had leading up to this, I thought just a little bit of a joke to start things off. So I didn't end up getting any questions in all of the social media stuff. So, you know, we're just going to talk, and I just want to get to know you a little bit more than I know you now. We've had different conversations off and on, and we actually connected about almost a year ago, I think. About a year ago.
I guess it must be about a year ago, because it was literally as you started your channel.
Oh, okay.
Because I watched your channel from day one, which was how it came to the music thing, because I think that was how we kind of connected to begin with, wasn't it?
Yeah, through a mutual acquaintance that's not so mutual anymore. But yeah, so what the story behind the music that you heard at the intro, that is Adrian's music. I use it on my channel for most of my up close and personal montages that I do, and then you'll hear it at the end of my videos as the video closes out. That was done by Adrian. And so the story behind that is you saw one of my videos, and I was using Coldplay, the Coldplay song Clocks, as kind of an opening. And it's when I had that new graphic with the insides of a watch and everything, and I was wanting to do, you know, something cool for an intro, and then you contacted me, must have been on Instagram, I guess, and said, hey, just so you know, I don't want you to get a copyright infringement or anything like that on your videos, so if you want, I can do some music for you. You want a Coldplay type of sound or something, I remember, and then, you know, and then you, what, a day later or two at the most.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very long. It wasn't very long.
Yeah, I was amazed.
A complicated process.
Yeah, I was amazed at how, you know, like I thought, oh yeah, sure, that'd be cool, and then like a day or two later, you send me an audio file, and I absolutely loved it, and I've used it in one way, shape, or form in every video since. So I got to say thank you for that. I mean, that was...
You're welcome.
And there was a comment that I'm going to find here on Instagram, and this is one thing that I want to echo, because you know, certainly everybody feels the same way about you, Adrian, and this was from watch trolling. And I don't know watch trolling. Who is that?
Oh, watch rolling.
Watch watch rolling. He's probably trolling a bit too. Hey, who knows? But yeah, what?
Jason. Yeah, he's over in the US. Yeah, I know him from Instagram. He's also He's been on one of the live streams that we've done as well as a guest, and he's also got a website that he's started up, which is obviously watch related. So yeah, I mean, anybody that doesn't know him, go check him out. He's a nice guy, thoroughly nice guy.
On
his
Instagram,
website is excellent, very informative.
On Instagram, he is watch rolling, not trolling. All right.
Not trolling, no.
But here is what he said, and I think you saw this comment, I'm sure, but I wanted to say this because I know the sentiment has been experienced by myself and other people. One of the kindest, generous, I was going to say gorgeous there almost, but one of the kindest, generous, and knowledgeable homies in the game.
Well, that's I'm truly flattered. It's I don't deserve that kind of praise, that's for sure. I mean, I am just who I am.
Yeah. Well, which is kind and generous and knowledgeable. Like those, that's who you are. And you know what? Like I appreciate the modesty, of course, but it's true. I mean, and I, for all intents and purposes, when you had contacted me at that point, we hadn't dialogued even that much. Like when you wrote the music for me, we hadn't really talked that much. We were, really just strangers at that point. And, for you to reach out like that and then to take the time to do the music, I just was like, I was blown away and so thankful. And, I'm going to use that music for a long, long, long time until you write me a new one.
You just let me know and I'll do another one.
Oh, it was awesome. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, you are just one of the...
to be honest with you, the music thing, I get a lot of enjoyment from doing it anyway. So it isn't one-sided, and it's not as if I'm doing kind of massive favors or anything like that. Because if I'm it's a break from kind of writing songs for the band that I'm in, and kind of working on an album, which is going to take a stupid amount of time. And it's just nice to kind of get away and to be able to do something that's completely out of the box, if you like, in the genre that the band is in, that I play in, is really refreshing.
Yeah, very cool.
So it's a two-way street. It worked well for me.
Yeah, and it's, and I think one of the things that I have loved about doing the YouTube journey, so I got to show this off. Of course I do. This is the board that my buddy Tim gave me.
Yeah.
And, just he did it for the exact same reason, although he's a carpenter, but he wanted to, just do something, take a break from some of the stuff that he does. This is kind of a side gig for him.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I have enjoyed so much is, through him making me this board and me posting it, I'm going to show it again because it's just friggin' phenomenal. I love this thing.
It is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's a charcuterie board. That's the technical name for it.
A charcuterie board.
A charcuterie
I'll never
board.
remember that.
Yeah, it's like, it's basically, he does these for people, like they're cutting boards, right? You can use that as a cutting board in the kitchen. But anyways, through him doing that, through me putting it on Instagram, he has another a contract, I guess, for lack of a better word, to build a full-size table for a friend of mine who saw it. And, just being able to connect those pieces together and see something that benefits, somebody else, whether I'm a receiver of it, like from your music, or being able to be a part of my friend getting a blessing of another gig and another opportunity to make some cash doing what he loves to do. That's my favorite part of, being on this YouTube journey, meeting people, connecting with people, and then genuinely just seeing people, blessed as a result of the whole process. So what's your favorite part of the journey?
I think the whole Instagram and YouTube thing it really took me by surprise. I mean, I started my Instagram, I don't know how long ago that is now, probably maybe 3.5, 4 years ago. And I mean, I didn't post regularly, but gradually I kind of picked up the pace a bit, and eventually started interacting with people. And I found that on the whole, the community is very, very solid. I've got some fantastic people in there. Some more so than others. But yeah, I mean, I've met people from all over the world. There's a guy I chat to mainly by kind of message, if you like.
Yep.
He's German, obviously in Germany. He's got a great sense of humour. So yeah, but it's amazing the amount of people that I've met. And then as far as YouTube goes, I think that on the whole, the kind of the YouTube community, if you like, there's a lot of camaraderie in there as well. And I also like there's kind of some more special relationships have developed from that. People that I've come to know and to trust. And yeah, we kind of enjoy each other's company from afar, and it's great as well. Yeah, being able to take the Mickey out of each other, and it's that's all part of it.
Yeah,
love it.
So who are the ones? When you get into this whole thing of doing YouTube channels, I watch a lot of channels. I mean, I watch. I watch a lot, and what I'm doing now is I kind of go to my subscriptions thing on my app, and then I'll like save to watch later, save to watch later, save to watch later, and I'll just get a string of them. But I don't comment on every one of them because there's just not enough time. And so if you haven't seen me comment on your videos, it's not because I don't support or love the work that you're doing or anything like that. It's just because I can't possibly do it. So I comment on all of your videos. There's a group that I want to make sure that I'm supporting in that way. Who are the ones that are that you're doing that with?
Yeah, I think I mean the way that I watch YouTube is pretty much the same as you've just described. But I mean, there's a lot of channels. I do watch the videos, and I'll always drop a like.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that'll do. Yeah, yeah.
Comment. Yeah, I don't always comment, and it is a time thing. And also, it's your comment's going to get lost in a lot of other comments anyway. So sometimes it's not worth it. But the guy who actually got me going on YouTube, it's actually 100% his fault that I'm doing that, which is Average Joe.
Yeah.
And
show the mug. You got his cup there.
Yeah, I have got his cup. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic guy.
Yeah, I mean, I commented on a few of his videos, and he said, where's your channel? Why haven't you got a channel? Your comments are, they're kind of really kind of worth talking about. You need a channel. And I'm like, no. And in the end, he won. And here I am. I mean, my early videos are, they're terrible. They're still there if anybody wants to check them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know for how much longer.
It's funny. I was talking to someone just this morning. So what are you wearing on your wrist? It looks like you're wearing your Hamilton. Are you? Your Khaki King?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Glorious. Oh. Yeah, and I haven't decided yet. There's a few Hamiltons that I've got my eye on. Right now I've got my eye on a Tissot Gentleman's as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'm going to hit first, but I was commenting with someone about this one. I'm wearing Mark's ISL 37 today.
Yeah.
I got a comment on my video, I wish I could have tried it on, from someone that was attending my church service last Sunday. I'm like, well, I'll bring it and you can try it on this coming Sunday. But, we were talking about, just how long I've been on YouTube and all of that. You've been on for how long now? Like it's been a year and a bit? It's been a couple of years?
Yeah, probably about 2 years. Yeah. But other channels that I support regularly and always comment is there's Simon from Watch
Yep.
the Time.
Awesome
You know,
channel.
he's been amazing since I met him. He's a really stand up guy.
Yep.
I mean, there's a lot of channels that I do watch very regularly. Bob, Time to Go, Travel and Timepieces.
Yep.
He's your kind of your area of the world. I mean, yeah, he's been doing YouTube for quite a long time. Has some great content. Yeah, I'll always watch his videos, and Wes as well.
Yes.
Yeah, usually watches. I mean, he puts out a lot of content, so sometimes I'll end up with a backlog, so I don't actually get to watch all of his videos.
Yeah. Yeah, he puts out like Wes from Mr. Budget Watch. Shout out to Wes.
Right, yeah.
Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Probably you have if you're watching this. Like he's grown really really incredibly well, and an awesome job. Yeah, he does like at least three a week, I think, right?
Yeah, it's usually about 3 a week. Yeah, I can't keep up with all. I've actually got a backlog of his to watch at the moment. Because I've noticed that he keeps commenting on my videos, and I think, oh, where's mate? I've got so many of your videos to watch. I mean, I've been incredibly busy with other things, and you know, I've even kind of had to take time back a little bit from filming. Yeah, I mean, I've caught up with most things now, but I'm currently working on that video for the Cray twins watches,
Yes.
which is that's if you're familiar with who they are.
No, I'm not into
Well, you're not.
English mobsters. They were mobsters of some sort, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a movie called Legend with Tom Hardy. I'm assuming you know who Tom Hardy is.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah, the actor Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I might know him to see him, but it does, you know, it's not
He
ringing
was,
a bell.
he was, what was he? Venom, was he? Was he Venom?
I'm not
watch
sure.
Watch that movie. That's pretty accurate.
And what's it called again?
Things like that, because that video is, you know, the research in it. I mean, it took me down a rabbit hole that I wasn't expecting, as far as even the watch element of it is concerned. There's quite a few in there.
So what's the movie called?
The movie's called Legend.
Legend. Oh, okay. I'll check that out for sure. Yeah, those are my favorite, you know, crime dramas or true life crime stuff.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite kind of things to watch. Like if I wasn't doing what I do right now, as far as like being in ministry, being a minister, right now I'm a custodian. Really not necessarily by choice, just I do enjoy the work. But like if I could do anything, I'd be a cop for sure. I'd love to be a police officer. Yeah. I don't know that I'd be a very good one though, but I think I'd get myself into trouble with impatience and who knows.
Oh, okay. You don't strike me as an impatient man.
Oh well, you know, I am. I can be, and I'm what I've been all my life is someone who can, you know, tell you what I think, and you know, I'm pretty much wear my emotions on my sleeve, and so when I'm upset, and you know it, you know exactly what I think and what I feel, and so. You know, when it comes to, there's a scene in, I don't know if you've ever watched the show. My son really loves Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think it is. It's
I know of it, and I must have watched some episodes, but it's not one that I watch regularly.
It's pretty funny. There's a scene. Terry Crews is one of the actors in it, and there's a scene when he's a little bit trigger happy with his gun. Anything that just kind of happens, he like pulls out his gun and starts blowing things away, and. You know, I think if I got into a right circumstance, you know, I'd probably be a little bit trigger happy. I'm very reactive. That's my superpower, is the power to react and then apologize and then apologize later, which generally wouldn't be good for a police officer to be.
Not really, no.
You know,
I'm actually probably the polar opposite of that. I'm not a great reactor. I'll analyze before reacting.
Do you think that's because of your
situation of thought?
Do you think that's because of is that like the musical brain part of you, do you think? Or would that have anything to do with it?
I don't know. I think my mother is like that. So I think I probably get that from her. I'm very much like my mum.
Okay.
And my mum is, well, she's known within the family, she is the queen.
Yeah.
And anybody that meets her, she is the queen. And she's one of these people that I think I've only ever seen her really angry once, where she kind of lost her temper. Because normally, if she's one of these, if she's annoyed with you or cross with you, the tone and the volume goes down. That's when you need to worry. You know you're in trouble. And I'm probably, I think I'm quite like that really as well. So, I mean, as far as it being part of the music thing, no, I'm not so sure. I mean, I got into the music thing by accident. I didn't actually pick up a guitar until I was 22, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, I mean, it's not like I've been playing for donkey's years and desperately wanted to get into a band or anything. So, no, I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think I've got it from my mum.
Okay. And is she still with us?
Yes, she is. Yeah, she is 83.
Wow. And so is she...
Fit as a fiddle and...
good for her.
Still, you know, completely 100% on the ball.
And so, do you see her often? Does she live nearby? Do you get to visit her a lot?
No, not because we moved. What's it? 7-8 years ago now, since we moved from that area where she lived. So we're now we're about 2 hours away. So yeah, I mean, I see her probably once every couple of weeks. Or if I need to go up that way for any other reason, I'll always drop in and say hi.
Right, but you probably talk on the phone fairly regular then, and
talk on the phone a couple of times a week. Although my wife actually talks to my mum more than I do. I mean, they get on a bit too well.
Nothing wrong with that.
No room.
That's awesome though. Nothing wrong with that. I mean,
no, nothing wrong with it at all. No.
You know, it could be a lot. Yeah, it could be a lot worse. I mean, at least she's not a nightmare in-law.
No, absolutely not. No. No, I mean, like I said, they get on incredibly well. I mean, when they're on the phone, if my wife says, I'm just going to ring your mum, I know that I'm not going to see my wife probably for the next hour or so.
Yeah, that's your cue to go pick up a guitar or whatever and start working on some music.
I want to do some filming or some recording, yeah.
Yeah. So I did get one question from Watch Rolling. Why do I want to say trolling?
He's not going to thank you for that, you know.
What's his name other than Watch Rolling? Like
Jason.
Jason. Okay, Jason. If you're watching this, my sincere apologies. But he said, "What is your bug out watch? Like all you know, what is breaking loose, and I only have time to grab one piece. What watch is that?"
I think it would have to be my Seiko Samurai SRPB09, the Blue Lagoon.
I was gonna guess your Tudor maybe, but no.
No, I've actually mentioned this before. As even in maybe even a couple of the videos I've done. Like what was your most worn watch and what's your favourite watch? That the Blue Lagoon is actually sentimentally, I think it means more. And also, I don't really know. There isn't really any other specific other than the sentimental side of it. It's yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, the Tudor is a lovely watch, but it wouldn't be my bug out watch. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you said to me now, right, you've got to take one watch and go, I would take the Blue Lagoon.
Oh, okay. Very cool. And what's the now forgive me for not remembering, or I mean, we were talking earlier and you mentioned something like I was asking you about when I talked to David, and you're like, well, I commented on that video. Don't you remember? I have the absolute worst past memory. Like, I don't know if it's, don't want to, kind of speak this over myself, Alzheimer's or whatever, but like, cause that's in my family. But even this morning, my wife, or last night we were talking, do you remember this? No. Like anytime.
Well, short-term memory.
Well, even any memory, it's, and I've been like that. I remember going to, class on Monday morning, and one of my friends would be like, "What'd you do this weekend?" And I'd be like, like I couldn't even, like, it's just been like that. Anytime a sentence starts with, "Do you remember when?" my answer is usually always no. It's terrible. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure why it is that way, but yeah, that's what it is. Now, let's talk about you're in a band now. I want to talk about your music, because I think Disowned, that's the name of that's your band there.
Yeah.
Disowned. Okay. And so you've been in this band for how long? I want to talk about your music, because I think a lot of people know you're musically inclined, but maybe a lot of people don't know that. But this fascinates me. So you're in this band for how long? How long have you been in this band?
Right. So Disowned, probably all in all about probably about 7-8 years. 7 years that this one's been going, but that's kind of been on and off, because I've been in other bands as well when Disowned wasn't kind of doing anything.
Okay.
But I mean, I've been in bands, like I said, since I sort of started playing in my early 20s, which was back in the 80s, early and mid 80s. But yeah, I mean, it's I've had quite a lot of experiences, traveling the country, and in the kind of the height back in the 80s, the height of the what do they call it, the new wave of British heavy metal. And we actually thought that we were going to take on the world, and we were going to. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that we didn't sample that kind of lifestyle, because we did, but it didn't last. Those things never do.
Right.
And Disowned, the band that I'm in now, because we do it really for fun. The only time we kind of make money, it basically pays for travelling and the kind of the weekend expenses, which is selling things like t-shirts, hats, badges, la 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 la, and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah.
We don't earn very much from streaming, so we've taken all our stream stuff down at the moment. So we're kind of possibly thinking about going on to Spotify, maybe once we've got the kind of the latest album done. But I'm not a great fan of charging for the music, because that's not really what we're about. We're
right.
So there's a kind of a little bit of a restructure going on with that at the moment. But yes, this is the current band, and to be honest with you, as kind of it's probably the favourite band that I've been in. There's only 3 of us. There's myself, my son, Lewis, who sings and plays guitar or bass, as do I. and Bob, the drummer. Obviously, Lewis is a lot younger than us too. Bob's about the same age as me.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we just love it. It's the atmosphere is incredible. It's and we'll play to, the barmaid, one man and his dog, or we'll play to a few hundred. We're not bothered.
Yeah. And so what is the name Disowned? Like what's the reason for that name for the band?
It's actually a name that my son came up with a long while ago. And he said to me when he first started learning guitar, I mean, I taught him how to play. And he said, you know what, one day, Dad, he said, I want to have a band of my own and I want to call it Disowned.
Oh.
Here we go.
So you stole your son's band name from him?
No, not really. No, because he's kind of the boss of the band anyway. I just do as I'm told. I put my hat on and play.
So now is your son's not in this band though, or is he?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, he's like the main vocalist, and I don't currently. I'm not singing any kind of full songs, but I do backing vocals, and I'm kind of the on stage, the mouthpiece of the band, if you like, because I'm not afraid of people. Whereas he'll sing, he won't talk to them. Whereas me, I'm the other way around. I won't sing, but I'm quite happy to talk to them. Talk to the people in the audience or whatever. So yeah, that's what I do. We both kind of swap around between bass guitar and lead rhythm guitar.
Okay, yeah. So you must play. So your main instrument would be guitar, electric or acoustic. You must play because the music that we did at the intro that people have heard on my channel or whatever. Like there's more than one. You got a bass there. There's some drums there. Like, has a lot of that been synthesized or whatever? Or like, how many instruments do you actually play?
I mean, as far as your track goes, I had a melody in my head. So the first thing that I did was I sketched down the melody. When I say sketched down, I just recorded it, a very rough version of it, into my music studio on the computer. And from there, I kind of listened to kind of what the general dynamic of the song, and came up with because you start with a drum pattern. That's the first thing. You need a beat.
Oh, okay.
And then once I'd done that, I then played the guitar melody again. So that's then set in with the drum pattern. Then worked out what I wanted to do on the bass, which is actually a bit back to front. Normally you put the bass in first. But yeah, put the bass in, then took that guitar out, and then did I think it was three guitars on your track, and also keyboard. And the keyboard, I cheat with the keyboard because, excuse me, I'm not a keyboard player at all. So I it's like one note at a time, or I've got this program where if you play the note, it'll play you the chord. So yeah, that's basically how to build it up one note at a time.
Right on. So listen, this is going to be, I forgot to bring the frickin' charging block for my computer when I came to the office today. And I had half a battery left on my laptop. Now it says I'm at 10%. So I think we got about
That's not much.
No, we got about 15 more minutes of maybe conversation here. So we're at 34 minutes now. But if we happen to get cut off, everybody, I apologize. I didn't have time to go home. My church where I minister on Sundays is half an hour away from home, and my family didn't come to church today to bring me my charging cord. When I got here, I'm like, I had a full battery when I started the day. But anyways, enough of that. So your band, what's the ratio between original and cover songs when you're playing a gig?
It's 99% originals.
Really?
We used we used to do.
Awesome.
We've only ever really done one cover, and we did our own version of Bowie's Heroes.
Okay. So when you, so that's a process, obviously. Do you guys all get together to do like writing, like a writing session, or does someone kind of write the lyrics and then
Yeah,
you figure out the music, or how does that
either
process work?
myself or my son, like when we do rehearsals, because we try and rehearse once a week. Then if either of us has got an idea, then we'll say, right, I've got this idea, and you'll play it on the relevant instrument, whether it be bass or whether it be a hook line on the guitar or a chord sequence. And then basically everybody will join in. You know, Bob will come in with a very basic rhythm on the drums, and it'll just kind of build from there. Once we've got a structure for the song, that then means that it's kind of you kind of feel what the song's about, unless you've already got a kind of an idea about what you want it to be about, and then write some lyrics down.
Yeah. That's okay. That's cool.
I mean, I have been in bands before where there was one person writing the songs, and would not allow, if you like, anybody to have any kind of input. And
yeah,
those bands are no longer going for fairly obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the dictator.
Yeah. So how often do you guys get to like go out? Like how often do you do gigs? Like a month? Do you get out once, twice a month? Do you?
Yeah. Well, I suppose on average it would probably work out at once a month. Sometimes because it doesn't really work like that. Sometimes you'll do 3 or 4 in a row, and then you won't have any for a month, and then you'll do another couple, and then you'll do 6. Yeah, it's kind of really strange how it works. But the most popular time for anything like that is usually from April through to sort of, I suppose, December. You get a lot in December because of Christmas, etc.
Right, parties and whatnot. Yep.
But yeah, summertime is fantastic because I mean we love playing festivals. A lot of the festivals I can't really remember because they're that good. It's just a weekend of absolute. It's just hilarity, fun, great people, lots and lots of food, lots and lots of drink, and everybody's just having a great time. And at the end of the weekend, you think, "Oh, what happened?" You know.
Yeah. I can't say I have that experience.
The early days were a little bit more of a blur than they needed to be. That's where they're not exactly PG-13. Some of the things that I've been involved in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you look back at that, are you like you're mellowed out now? Is that just because of purely you're getting older, or or you know, if you could, would you still be kind of engaged in that same kind of like living?
I think a lot of it at the time was being in my early 20s, the first time round. I mean, I met my first wife at the same time. She wasn't particularly too pleased with the way things were as far as that went. So that's probably why that one didn't work.
Right.
I think she only ever came to one show, if you like. She didn't like the music. She really disliked most of the people in the band. But
so this wasn't.
The thing is, we were travelling all over the country all of the time, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And that would be from a Friday. We'd be out the Friday, the Saturday, the Sunday, but then we'd go out for maybe a month at a time.
Oh, so
because she wasn't coming along.
So this in your early years, this is like how you earned a living was the music playing then, or was that?
No, I just used to use up my holiday quota for the company that I was working for,
Oh,
because we used to
okay.
get I think it was 5 weeks annual leave that we got. So I'd take week blocks or 3 or 4 weeks when we were out on the road, or if we were in the recording studio or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, we sort of rubbed shoulders with a few up and coming bands, and a lot of them overtook us because we were a nightmare. We
Okay.
were a nightmare. We were a bit difficult to handle.
And it was heavy metal back then. Are you still playing heavy metal,
It
or would
was,
you?
yeah, it was kind of heavy metal, hard rock, I suppose, more than metal, but that kind of genre. Yeah. At the moment, I play. It's, I suppose, kind of pop punk is what you'd call it.
Okay.
Um, Mixed in with some just kind of old-fashioned rock and roll, but with a lot of cojones, if you like. Some
Okay.
kind of really, really overdriven, fast-paced. We write songs that are 90% of them are politically incorrect. We write songs about fast cars and fast women,
Right.
which is what we like. Yeah.
So now
Sorry if that offends anybody, but it's life.
yeah, yeah. Now I'm at 4% battery, so we're gonna have to wrap this
You're
up.
going to lose that, aren't you? Yeah.
Okay, so if people, oh man, I wish I could go on further, but the circumstances. But we've been going for 45 minutes. But where are you on YouTube? Your band, like, where can people listen to your music now if they wanted to catch a
Well,
song or
like
two?
I said, we've taken a lot of it down. That we did start a YouTube channel and never did anything with it. I don't even know what's on there or how to get to it now. I think that was my son who did that. I think he put like 5 tracks up. I don't even know if there's any subscribers. Currently, that's the only thing that's available. But there will be some uploads of some new stuff. We've got 5 tracks already recorded, so we'll probably be putting those up at some point. And I will make a noise about it on Instagram. So
Awesome. So yeah, is the YouTube channel called Disowned then?
yes, it is, but I don't think you will find it, because if I do a search for Disowned, there is so many things called Disowned that we're
Yeah.
buried in the soup.
Okay.
Like I said, it was started and never did anything with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So currently there isn't much about. But I will. I will. Actually, I'll see if I can find the link, and I'll drop it into this video if anybody wants to see it. To a couple of the videos that are on there.
Okay.
I'll put it in a comment.
Yeah. This video will drop outside of unusual circumstances happening. It'll drop tomorrow morning on the channel.
Cool.
So we're gonna have to wrap things up before we get cut off by my lack of juice in the battery. I really enjoyed this, but
the amount of messages that I've had from you to set this up and make sure it runs smoothly, and now look, you didn't bring yourself a bag of electricity. What do you make of that?
oh, I was so disappointed when I opened up the laptop bag because, and I remember this morning going, okay, yep, got that, got that, and I left without the friggin' block to charge
there
the
we go.
frig.
Chris, I'm not angry. I'm just a bit disappointed.
Yeah. Oh well, it was fantastic getting to talk to you. I did want to talk about just your real quick. Maybe this will end up getting cut off, but you've been married to Nikita for how long? How did you guys meet? And
Okay.
you're gonna have to tell that story in like 30 seconds.
We met about 12 years ago. We've been together for 10, married for 9. And Nikita is considerably younger than I am. It was a relationship that neither of us planned. And we actually sort of said, you know, what are we? This can't be right, etc., etc. But you know, it happened, and she's the best thing that ever happened to me.
That's
She
right.
is a fantastic girl, and she supports me 110% in absolutely everything that I do.
That's
She's
fantastic.
always there for me. Yeah, she's fantastic.
So married for 9 years.
Married for 9 years. Yeah.
Nice.
She's
And
probably going to tell me that I've got that wrong when she watches this video.
do you know
She'll
what day
flatten
you
me
got
in the
married
comments.
on? What's your anniversary date?
Oh,
That's
it's
a real challenge.
June.
This is when the video is going to cut off because of my battery, and you're going to be saved by the lack of juice now, probably.
June the 15th. I'm going to
Oh,
go for.
there you go. It made it in. It made it in. All right. Well, listen, man. Yeah, the battery is going to die. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This conversation got cut off a little bit, but it's absolutely been something I've looked forward to, and thrilled just to kind of get to know you a little bit more, Adrian. I absolutely think the world of you. I think you're everything that everyone says you are. You're just an awesome guy, and it's one of the best parts of being in this journey for me is meeting guys like you and developing friendships, even with an Englishman. That's
It was going to happen sooner or later.
if it's not Scottish, it's crap, you know. So, you know, I invite all of you to please subscribe to Adrian's channel if you haven't done so already. I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And thank you everyone for taking time to just watch this program. And thank you, Adrian, again for doing it with me. This has been great.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much for inviting me on, Chris. Yes, thoroughly enjoyable.
All right. Well, everybody, take care, and we will see you in the next one. I'm not sure who my next guest is going to be, but it will happen sometime in the month of April. So anyways, thanks, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you again.